Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Luis. It's been a while since you saw me on a video. Yes, I am still the founder and director of Think Remote, and today I'm here in a very special situation. Right, I have here I have with me my good friend Sharon Koifman, the president of Distant Job, the staffing company, the remote placement agency that created the whole team at Think Remote, and he is here with me out of his vacation because there's a crisis happening right now. Ukraine is at war. Russia has invaded Ukraine. And a lot of companies, such as ours, are having a hard time because a lot of our valued colleagues and friends are in that country. We have several key people, and Distant Job has too. And now I'm here. I brought my friend from vacation so he can tell you what he's doing to help his people in this situation and what you can do too. So Sharon, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out of your holiday to help us in the crisis.
Oh my God! Well, thank you, Louis, for running this operation. I mean, this is urgent. This is a crisis, and one of the one of the fascinating thing of running a remote recruitment agency is that suddenly what's happening in this world, like in countries where things don't necessarily make so much sense for individuals such as myself in Canada or in Western countries where we live in La La Land and we think problem is my internet is not working or we have too much traffic. This definitely exposed us to a little different kind of realities where we create this deep relationship with people where things are really bad things are happening, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, this is so thank you for having this, and I'm really, I wouldn't say happy, but I'm really enthusiastic to be part of hopefully helping our Ukrainian colleagues as much as possible. One correction, by the way, we have four people,
Yeah.
not just two people.
Wow.
Yes, that
I said two.
you said.
Very interesting because I thought three, I said two, and it's four. So I'm wrong on all counts.
Well, the interesting thing today that I also um,
Yeah.
we have even some Russians that are concerned about getting paid and being blocked. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
concern from
Of
war.
course.
War is a disaster, right?
Yeah, that's a good point as well. As much as it's essential to hurt Russia with sanctions, the terrible reality is that sanctions affect working people that have nothing to do with the war, and we need to solve that problem as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so tell me about it. What are the actions people listening what are the actions that they can take right now?
Okay, so here's, I do have a very strong background before running
Yeah.
companies. I did have a lot of background in activism. I believe that people just don't know. They don't know. They don't understand. Especially people like us in the Western world, like I was saying before, they don't
Yeah.
understand how this could happen. Right? That they can't fathom the concept of one leader go and says, "Okay, I'm going to take over another country. Screw them." and
Yeah.
and one of the most effective thing that we can do is to tell as many people as possible. I call it the distribution of data. When we talk about
Hmm.
data, we talk about computers, but I'm talking about old school fashion, letting people know that this is really happening. People are really suffering. It's not some easy breezy, some takeover or something. No, people are in hiding.
Mhm.
They're afraid to be drafted into the military. There is consequences after, even once it's over. If Russia takes over, it's not such a, oh, okay, now we're Russia and we're going to be okay. No, there's going to
Yeah.
be a lot of terrorism and a lot of issues, and it doesn't come quickly. So the key to communicate is use every tool that you have. And you've been using social media for arguing about random political things. Now it's really a time to use Facebook and Twitter,
Yeah.
and as we hear, a distant job on our blog and think remote is getting all about getting this data out there as much as possible. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And the more people understand that this is serious, the more people personalize with the situation, the more they're going to start writing letters to their politicians, the more they're going to put pressure, and maybe
Yeah.
there could be some change. And the change is not
Mm.
just also to prevent
Yeah.
Russia from taking over. If Russia does take over, I don't know. I don't want to make any projections. It's also to put pressure on Russia to cause less damage, right? There is there's a lot of things, but the more that the world knows about it, the less totalitarian regimes like Putin would know that the world that you're not fooling the world, that you would know that you committed a really serious human rights violation, real war crime.
Yeah.
So sending data to the world in any way you can is very, very important. If you happened to have a remote employee,
Yeah.
I think that the most important thing that you can do is make is related to money. Really is.
Hmm.
Right? I think it's top priority. Money helps. If you pay somebody a salary, give them afford them some money at a time. Try to make sure it's very challenging. A lot of banks are blocked. There's challenge. So the faster you send them forward of money,
Yeah.
the more they'll be able to do something to protect themselves. Money talks a lot, especially in corrupt countries. You want to cross the border, sometimes you need to buy out somebody. I know we in Western world we
Yeah.
can't talk about this, but
Yeah.
this is a reality, right?
This is true.
Forward money if you can. If you have a relationship, if you have a wonderful remote employees like we do here in Distant Job, money is key. Second of all,
Got it.
show unlimited support. Right? What I'm gonna say this is let them know very clearly they have a stable job wherever they're gonna be, wherever hole they're trying to disappear into to not know. Make it clear that they have a job at the end of the day, and you, at least they can get back to normal life. One of the biggest challenges
Yeah.
with wars, with conflicts, is the distractions and migrations and moving means that you have to start everything from the beginning. Here, one of the magical thing about remote work, no, you don't, right?
Yeah.
Please survive,
True.
make it to a safe zone. Whenever you're ready, you've got a job.
Yeah.
And
That's key. That's key.
it is about the financials right now, and about making sure that doing everything in your power to make the person recover as quickly as possible from this, so the person
Yeah.
can focus on surviving. This is key. This is the best
Yeah.
thing that you can do for your remote employees right now. It's a Go ahead, Lewis.
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. I completely agree. Completely agree with you. It also right. In addition to look, nothing is good. I can't beat cash. Right? You're talking cash. I can't beat that. That is no, especially in a
Cash
country that's a bit corrupt, right? Or even more than a
a
bit
bit.
corrupt.
It's like,
Cash
okay,
is cash is fantastic, but even a thing such as simple as supplies, right? If for some reason it's being very hard to send cash, right? You can set up, you can use a food delivery service, right? You can send them food is important, supplies are important, right? People are going to be locked up in their homes. It's challenging to go to the supermarket, right? Get the delivery website.
are you able, you think, during war to get that? Because that's cool. I mean, I
So
might
far, so
be.
far they seem to be working, right? We don't know how long, but yeah. So, but I want to get back to activism, right? Part of what companies can do to help the people indirectly is put pressure wherever they can to help the war, end as soon as possible. What are some of your tips apart from the distributing data?
Look, sanction, in my opinion, works. I mean, I know, I don't think
Yeah,
Putin
but what
cares
can
that
the
much.
individual do? What can the individual do apart from sharing, retweeting, etc.?
It's not just about sharing. Is so sharing, retweeting is not is a quickie McQuickie. It's educating
Yeah,
yourself about this, educating, writing real stuff, real content, and having your stuff shared. Beside that, you can write letters to your government. You can ask. You can ask if you're a businessman or businesswoman. You can do
yeah,
sanctions. You can say, I'm not going to work with Russia for a little bit, right? If you are, if there's anything remotely that you can put pressure on, of course, go ahead doing. I really believe that
yeah.
the majority does. Simple folks, the most powerful thing you can do is
Mm.
really educate yourself and educate as many people as possible. This is how
All right,
dictators,
Dave.
not just Russia, even China, um, China
Yeah,
is a master in making ideas disappear, right?
that's
And
true.
right, we barely hear about Tibet. We barely hear about the Uyghurs. We don't pay attention to it because China is an expert
Yeah,
making disappear, and so is the
yeah.
KGB,
Well,
so is Putin,
you know,
and really,
look, if this continues the way it's going, if in a week, we haven't stopped this, how long and for how long do we have independent Taiwan? I don't think for very long.
no, I hear you.
I don't
It's
think, right?
and this, it's so crazy that at the end of the day, when you have a leader, you see in China they care about the economy, so maybe that will
Yeah,
stop them. Putin doesn't care. Putin has about $70 billion in his bank, and he doesn't care much about his people. And it's
yeah.
we
All right.
can't change the person's mind that quickly. I
Yeah,
would say that there's something very, very interesting about running a
yeah,
business where your world is in some countries like Ukraine, is that the the you got to escape your mind for escape the mind thought process of what does this means to me, right? Because
yeah,
as a businessman, you're sitting there, oh, I'm losing some business, I'm losing some that, and you just gotta not think that way. It's a big challenge, right? But I think you'll be a lot more rewarding if you truly invest in the people that are suffering. And then once things come back to normal, right, you can pay attention
yeah,
more to what consequences happen in your company. But I know that
yeah.
it will reward you in the long run.